Hello everyone. So once again, please like and subscribe or support me on Patreon. I would love to do this full time if possible. So I played Gestalt, Steam, and Cinders, and it was decent. It was a simpler kind of Metroidvania, but I still had fun playing it. Let's start off with some of the good. The movement is satisfying and fluid, although combat is a bit unresponsive at times. When I have energy to roll sometimes, I would not roll and I would just kind of get hit, but maybe that was just because I was out of stamina, I'm not really sure. But for the most part, the movement is satisfying and fluid. The exploration has been top-notch for the most part. I have little to no complaints about it. There's meaningful exploration, you feel your character growing in power the more you explore, finding upgrades for your health, getting accessories, and gaining EXP from killing enemies. I think the upgrade system is really cool. Each time you level up, you get to add a pin to this upgrade tree. It's different from other upgrade trees in that it's not an outright new ability or improved ability outright. There are branches that have pins in between those abilities that gives things like extra health, more damage, etc. Like general extra health and general extra damage, etc. When you unlock weapons, you unlock new areas with more pins for upgrading things. It's a simple but fun way for the player to level up and feel more powerful. I do think that it might have been better if they chose one way to gain ability points, if it was just either leveling up or collecting it from collectibles on the map. But for the most part, I think I'm fine with the way the upgrade system works. The combat was also fun for the most part. They give you a lot of options in the upgrade tree, which is greatly appreciated, but for my money, I prefer the simpler combat style like Hollow Knight, where you dodge and do a basic slash, which is also doable in this game. That gameplay loop is always satisfying, and with the variety of moves that the bosses have, it did make fighting pretty satisfying for the most part. However, the game does slip up in a few areas. There were some things about the game, though, that I did not enjoy that much. To start, for some reason, I don't know if it's just me, but the dialogue is kind of hard to follow. I don't know if it's because of a bunch of obscure names that I don't remember or if it's because the dialogue is just not good, but I have trouble paying attention to it, which makes the story sort of hard to follow. I get the general gist of it, but not the specifics. And in terms of story, it was just okay, but towards the end, it started feeling like it was a little rushed. You fight 3 bosses simultaneously, and at the end, the final guy is like, "Oh, by the way, you're secretly my daughter." It came out of left field and was kind of whack. The Cassandra boss fight was bugged for me as well. Half her attacks did not have hitboxes, I think. While I do think for the most part the exploration is great as well, the forest map has been very annoying to explore because of all the bees and the flying enemies. There's a lot of things that are hard to deal with your moveset, and I think that the forest level could have been done better. Likewise, I do think that the enemy variety is a bit lacking, and the enemy movesets are sort of simplistic, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but for some enemies that moveset makes them very annoying to deal with, like the sword soldiers. I think the boss fights in general were also a bit of a letdown. Towards the end of the game, it felt like it was mashing the attack button half the time, rather than dodging when needed and attacking when I could. It felt more like I was just tanking a lot of attacks just because I could, and then just spamming the attack button. Overall, I think that it is a decent game that I enjoyed for the most part. I would give the game a 6 out of 10.